Hi, I'm Mal from the Money Study, and we bring you a new series, and this one's called You and Your Superannuation. We'll be following this up with things like you and your investments and your insurances and all sorts of other financial issues that we can think of. But we're starting off with this one just to understand what's our super all about and basically why should we use it. Um, so this is episode number 1. I have no idea how many episodes there's going to be in this. I'll just keep on going till we tend to run out of information. But yep, please feel free to join me on as many as we do. Before we kick off, there's my disclaimer. This is all about facts and figures. It's information only. In any of my episodes, it's got nothing to do with advice. It's all about information. So this thing called superannuation. What is it? It's a tax box. It's literally just an investment with a different tax implications to it. I had people coming to me when I was a financial planner back in 2008 saying to me, why on earth would I put more money into super? My super's going backwards, it's losing me money. My argument is that superannuation will never lose you money. It's the investment that you've got inside your super, which you have total control over generally, to modify it to suit what's going on in the economy, suiting you and the circumstances and so forth. So it's just another investment, but it's got a different tax arrangement. If you hold investments in your own name, yep, they will go up and down depending on what that investment is earning, and any earnings on it is going to get taxed at your marginal tax rate, which we're going to talk about in other sessions. But basically, what level of tax are you paying? Any other income would be taxed at that rate. Whereas a super fund, it only gets taxed at 15% on the earnings. So even if you're earning, 200,000 a year in the top marginal tax bracket, if you hold super, then you're paying tax at 15% on whatever that super fund earns. So it doesn't matter what you're earning, all super funds for everybody earn exactly the same. So you can see that superannuation may not be such a great investment for someone who doesn't even have taxable income. If you hold an investment, if you're earning less than 18,200 in a year, you don't pay tax. So therefore, having money in super, getting taxed at a higher rate than if you had the investments in your own name. So the appropriateness of super comes down to what are you actually earning. And of course, within the series, we'll talk about retirement and so forth as we go on there. But specifically, it's an investment with a different tax arrangement set by the government, and it's basically there for your retirement. And that's why it's got preservation. So it's got preservation rules, meaning what they don't want you to do is to give you tax advantages with an investment and then you literally pull it out to go on a holiday or buy a new car with it. So the sole purpose of superannuation is basically for your retirement. This is money for you to live on. Now, it may not be just living on your superannuation in retirement. You may have other investments. You can have your super, and of course you may be eligible even for some age pension benefits as well. So it's sort of a one part of your overall age retirement situation there. It's these days, if you've got an employer, they must pay into your super fund, and effectively 11% for most people. But of course, if you're working for the Australian Public Service, they are indeed paying you 15.4% into your super. Now, initially, Commonwealth Public Service had to have a PSS AP account, which to get that 15.4%. And the only fund that they would guarantee you the 15.4 was indeed you had to have a PSS AP account. Now that's not necessarily true. Most departments will allow you to move to any fund of your choice within reason and still get the 15.4. Always check with your payroll, obviously, before you move from one fund to another, just to guarantee that they are indeed paying you the 15.4. Some departments a few years ago were still paying the 11, but they would then basically give you more in salary, allowing you to then salary sacrifice to get it back to the same situation. Now, I say it's just an investment. you've got total control over it. You can choose what the fund is invested in. You can choose your insurances. You can choose who you leave the money to. It's just like an investment outside, except it's got all the constraints, the rules and regulations of super, which we're going to learn about in following episodes. So, and of course, there's this new rule coming through, well, we shouldn't call it a rule, legislation coming through in theory from the start of the financial year in 2025, where if you've got more than $3 million in super, then effectively the earnings would then be taxed at 30% rather than the 15%. I don't really see that as a problem in the regard that anyone who's got more than $3 million in super, their taxable income is probably a lot higher than 30% anyway, so it's probably still quite beneficial. And if you've got $3 million in retirement, I think your retirement's probably looking okay. Anyway, just an introduction to what we're going to be talking about with super. If at any time you need any help with anything, we're here to help you out. You can just go to our website, make an appointment for a one-on-one, be it face-to-face or online. Go to our website to get some more information about how we can help you. Anyway, I look forward to having you join me in future sessions.